Hey there guys, Mike here. Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection is back with a new episode today. I'm going to cover some new 4Ks that I picked up this past year of 2023. Some of these I may have shown, but I put them all together and I got some new ones in there. A couple of things I want to show. So let's get right to it, shall we? So recently I got these at the Barnes & Noble 50% off sale of Criterion titles, and this was one of the ones I got, and this is a new one. It's only been out for a couple months as I film this. This is the 4K edition of The Last Picture Show, Peter Bogdanovich's classic movie, my favorite movie of his. It's also got Texasville on here, which has been restored and stuff, and I have to be honest, I haven't been a big fan of Texasville. I just watched it once way back when I was younger, and it just didn't capture me like, you know, The Last Picture Show did. But I need to give it a, you know, an honest spin and watch it again, and, you know, give it a fair shake and stuff, because, you know, a lot of things have changed since I was a teenager, obviously. But great little set. You know, it's got a lot of stuff on here that was on the previous DVD edition that was with the BBS story box set. So there you go, The Last Picture Show 4K. And I think around the same time I got this one too during that sale. This is Terry Gilliam's what is it, 1989? Yeah, I believe it's 89 classic. Let me check here. 88. Oh, I didn't realize it was 80. I think it came out late 88 or something like that. But this is The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, which I only have it on DVD or Laserdisc, the Criterion edition Laserdisc, which is really cool. It's like a trifold. It's a beautiful piece of physical media. Oh yeah, baby. But this one's really nice too. I really dig the new artwork and everything they did on this. But great release. It's got the Blu-ray too, I believe. Does it have Blu-ray? Yeah. It's got the Blu-ray and the 4K edition. Plus, there's a lot of quite a bit of extras on here, which, you know, you kind of come to expect with Terry Gilliam, and when those get released, he does a lot. There's always a lot of stuff cram packed on here, so really cool release there. And this next one of my favorite movies. Just love this movie from 1992. I remember this. I had a chance to go to this indie cinema that we had in Louisville. I live outside of Louisville, and it was playing there. I went up there to watch something else and stuff, and I really wanted to come back to watch it and everything. But really cool movie. This is Carl Franklin's One False Move, and really cool 4K Blu-ray combo. Like I said, this is from 1992. It's got its 2.0 surround, and it's 1:8.5 aspect ratio. It doesn't have a load of stuff on here, extras. It does have a good interview with Carl Franklin, and it's got a couple of audio commentaries there. And then there's the conversation between Billy Bob Thornton and Carl Franklin, which is pretty fascinating, actually. So there you go, the 4K of One False Move. I also just wanted to show this. I don't know, I just grabbed it, but this is the DVD edition of One False Move, what I previously had. And I believe, yeah, I have it on Laserdisc also, which is pretty much this, you know. But yeah, this is an older DVD release of One False Move. So there you go. So I must like the movie if I got the DVD, then everything. And this was a new one picked up. This is for the 100th anniversary of Warner Brothers. They're doing a series of 4K releases of some of their classics and everything. And this one I was lucky enough to get the slipcase on there, because I've got a couple of these 100th anniversary ones without the slipcase, and I kind of like it on these to have the slipcase. I'm usually not a big, fan of them. I could take it or leave it. But this is 1955's Rebel Without a Cause, starring the legendary James Dean, directed by Nicholas Ray. Really, really good movie. Natalie Wood, Sal Mineo, so many young actors on there that would have tragic ends in their lives. And this would actually be James Dean's last movie. And actually, he died before this movie came out, and made him an instant legend in his own time. And this is a really good release. It's got some commentaries, documentaries. A lot of it's the same stuff that's on the Blu-ray that came out. I guess East of Eden, Giant, and that all came out like in a box set or something that I have. But anyways, really cool. I watched this. Actually, I watched it all the way through once and really liked the way it looks. And then I think I watched it again with my wife. She kind of came home from work as it was ending. She was like, "Oh man," she started getting into it. So I restarted it, and we watched it again, or I watched it again and she saw it and she enjoyed it. But yeah, Rebel Without a Cause, one of those just great movies. It's got that, it's from Warner Brothers. It's got that Warner color at the time, which it's a variant of Technicolor. But really cool release. Some of those 100th anniversary discs, I've heard different things from different people. Some of them are not the greatest, some are nitpicking this and that, but to me it looked really good. I haven't heard anything negative about that release. Next up, this is a really, really good documentary, and I ended up picking up the Blu-ray and 4K edition of it. This is a legendary singer, kind of grew up in the 80s. Discovered him through MTV and everything, but he had such a vast career before his solo career. I mean, he started out as a doo-wop singer, which I didn't know that after seeing this documentary. And man, he was a driven man from teenage years on. He was in these doo-wop bands. He was in some of the 60s Beatle type bands, and then he moved up to more of a harder sound with Elf. Which I'm not really familiar a lot with their music, but this documentary shows some of that. And then, of course, he would go on to be in Rainbow and made some classic albums, and then eventually moved on to Black Sabbath and made 2 albums and a live album with them. One of them is one of my all-time favorite albums, The Mob Rurals. So I'm talking about none other than Ronnie James Dio. And this is a documentary called Dreams Never Die. And it's great. I really like it. I mean, there could be so much more. They could make a 5-hour movie about Ronnie James Dio, and it would be fascinating still. It would just be more of a tribute in a way. But his wife, ex-wife, partner, manager, Wendy Dio, kind of put everything together, executive produced it. Really good stuff. It's got almost an hour of extra stuff as bonus features on there, but really good. And then, of course, Ronnie James Dio had his solo career starting in 1982, and that's where I kind of pick up with Dio, and albums like what is it, Dream Evil and Sacred Heart, stuff like that. I kind of picked up in there. Actually, I think Dream Evil was my first Dio album that I could purchase. I mean, I was 11 when that came out, so I didn't have a lot of money and stuff. So I remember the cassette. It was really a really nice cassette. Yeah, anyways, but yeah, it's all about Dio, and it's really good. It talks about his solo careers, the lean years when kind of grunge came in and stuff. This kind of music wasn't that great. Talking about dragons and stuff. And then his career would pick up again in the 2000s, and eventually he would team back up with the members of Black Sabbath but they would change the name to Heaven and Hell, so there wasn't any problems with Ozzy using the name without him. But they went on to make a couple of live albums and a studio album, and they were prepared to make another one when Ronnie James Dio ended up with cancer, and he battled it pretty bravely for I believe a year or so, and he would go on stage in pain and stuff, and he still gave it his all. And you can really tell because there's footage of him, you know, singing in a doing a concert, and you know he was suffering, you know, and you know it's just sad. But man, he really had a large career. He just had so much, and watching this documentary just really tells you that, because it's like so much stuff to him that even I didn't know about it, and I thought I was a pretty solid Dio fan. So really good movie, guarantee it, you'll enjoy it, so pick that up. Even if you're not a fan of Dio's music, it's a really good story of somebody determined. He has a real determination, and he never gave up, and he kept pushing forward, and that's how he was successful. So it's really, really fascinating, guys. Check that one out. Next up, this was a pre-order through Groove, G-R-U-V. They announced this way back in the summer, I believe, and I got on board with it. But this was a limited edition steelbook with special artwork. It also came out in a regular version from Universal too. But this is Duel, Steven Spielberg's first official movie. Started out as a TV movie, and then it was released theatrically later on. And the movie never gets old. I swear it blew me away the first time I saw it. I watch it every time I watch it. It's just you still get into it, and even though you know what's going to happen and stuff, it's still so entertaining. Great camera work. Because this thing pretty much takes place on the road the whole time. So, you know, he's being chased by a semi on the road. So there's all this, you know, camera work, you know, on cars and doing all this stuff. So just phenomenal, you know, camera work and, you know, cinematography and everything put together to make this just work like it does. And it's a classic and stuff in Steven Spielberg's list of movies. So it would definitely be in my top 5 of his movies, that's for sure. Next up, I believe I may have shown this in my Martin Scorsese video. This is from Arrow, and they did a really nice job on this. This is a really nice release. This is Martin Scorsese's Hugo, the 4K edition, and I have only the 4K in there. And you know, like all Arrow releases, or almost all releases by Arrow, it's loaded with extras. I mean, it's got the actual movie disc, you know, has some extras on there, and then it's got a whole disc. Disc 3, the Blu-ray, has all the extras on there. But yeah, it's got a lot of artwork inside. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful release. Very nice, and keeping the cellophane on it. See, it's open at the top. It's got a slip case, and it's got the cellophane on there. Look at that. Like Martin Scorsese, guys. And finally, guys, I probably have shown this. I can't remember, but I picked this up. This past summer, I believe, and then I think Jeff at 101 Bronson started doing some Al Pacino stuff, and but I had already picked this up and everything. He started doing his, which you need to check out Jeff 101 Bronson's channel. It's got a lot of great content, especially with Al Pacino, and he's got this whole series that he's starting back up, part 2 of all the. He's going chronologically with all his movies and stuff. But anyways, Al Pacino put this out in 1992, and that's. Man, I like this movie so much. Carlito's Way, Brian De Palma's kind of an alternate reality part 2 of something of Scarface or something. I don't know why I always kind of group them together, and a lot of times they try to make it like it's some kind of relation to that, but I love this one. I think I watch it more than Scarface, and I know it's sacrilege to say maybe I like it more than Scarface, but I don't know. They're 2 different movies. They got 2 different feels to them. But man, I love this movie. I don't know how many times I can watch it and stuff. And the 4K looks really good. Very nice. Even the Blu-ray looks really good, because previously I only had the DVD of it for many years and stuff. So it was a great upgrade. So there you go, Carlito's Way. And actually Arrow is putting it out, I believe this very month that I talked to you. So they're coming out with a 4K edition of it also, and I believe a separate like Blu-ray edition and stuff. Looks pretty good, but I just picked up that 4K, and that's good for right now. But I imagine it's really nice, and I would also recommend you check that out and possibly buy it. So there you go, guys. Those are just some new 4Ks I've got. I have some more, but I haven't watched them yet. I always watch them, before I talk about them. Most times, probably 98% of the time. So there you go, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think, and give me that big thumbs up if you enjoyed this. And don't forget to check out my channel and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time with more 4Ks.